different types of fire extinguisher available, how they operated, how to apply their contents correctly to the fires you may find yourself facing, the safety aspects to be considered before attempting to fight a fire, and any safety consideration associated with the different extinguisher types. Equipment you'll come across around your workplace is known as first aid firefighting equipment. Like when there's been an accident, your action should be to prevent the situation getting worse until professional help arrives. Before you even think about fighting a fire, there's a few things you should keep in mind. Your first consideration must always be safety. The last thing you want to do is injure yourself or anyone else. Before taking an extinguisher, make sure that the fire alarm has been activated. You will find that by the time you return to the fire, that it's grown larger. So the quicker help is on its way, the better. Make sure that the extinguisher you're about to use is the correct one for the type of fire you're about to fight. If you have any doubt about the extinguisher or what is burning, do not use it. Remember, using the wrong extinguisher could make the fire worse or result in you becoming a casualty. The fire extinguishers you'll find around your building are suitable for small fires and fighting fires in their early stages. So if your extinguisher runs out, is getting larger, other materials are becoming involved, or you feel that you're not getting control of the fire, leave the area immediately, making sure that doors and windows are closed as you go. Idea to keep low. This way, avoid the smoke, and to some extent. Under no circumstances should you attempt to fight a fire that involves burning gases. The only action to be taken in these circumstances, and only if it's safe to do so, is to turn off the gas supply and call the fire brigade. Once an extinguisher has been operated, then it must be refilled. As you can see, a flag stating that the extinguisher has been used will appear. With the stored pressure extinguishers, you'll find that the pointer moves out of the green area once the extinguisher. Fire extinguishers are designed to be simple to operate and use. First, remove the safety clip or pin. Aim the hose or nozzle at the fire. Squeeze the handles together and apply the contents to the fire. The way extinguishers are operated varies from one manufacturer to another, so it's important that you know exactly how your extinguishers are operated. The extinguishers you'll come across are known as controlled discharge extinguishers, which means that when you release the handles, the extinguisher will stop. The type of extinguisher we'll look at is water. Water is the most common extinguisher in the majority of buildings, as the main risk from fire is usually presented by normal combustible materials. Materials which fall into this category include things like chairs, desks, papers, furnishings, and so on. The most effective way of extinguishing the jet of water should be aimed at the base of the fire at the point nearest to you. Then moving the jet slowly from side to side, work your way to the back of the fire. As the flames begin to die down, you can move in closer. You will often find that although the flames have been extinguished, the materials will continue to smolder for quite some time. So it's important to make sure that any hot spots are completely extinguished, as the fire may reignite. There are some. Most people are aware of electrocution, and the reaction you will get by adding just a small amount of water to a flammable liquid fire can be terrifying. Not only will it intensify the fire, but it's also likely to cause the fire to spread and ignite other materials that it comes in contact with. If a flammable liquid is spilled and water is used, bear in mind that the water extinguisher is fairly heavy in kilos. So if you find it's too heavy for you to lift and carry, do not attempt to use it, as you could injure yourself trying to do so. An additional method of fighting fires with water is the hose reels, which are fitted in many buildings. They provide you with an indefinite supply of water with greater pressure. The water will come out and turn into a spray. The spray is ideal for damping down more quickly than the jet. And as you there are two. And with others, the water will turn automatically as the hose is pulled out. If you're going to use a person to get to a fire, or stairs to be negotiated through one of the more common uses of the CO2 extinguisher, and in most cases where you find two extinguishers together, one of those will be CO2 in the oxygen and replacing it with the operator. Being fired, the disc is used in a confined space. The correct technique is aim the horn at the fire and then let go of it. Safety pin. And extinguish the fire. If you find yourself confronted with a fire like this, whenever possible, switch off and unplug the opening until the fire